talked about it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe Roger to go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard to throw on us since we picked up a Woozier. It's like win after win, feel like we could really do it. Zach Taylor doing his thing for the city, I give it to him. And I bet Samaji will find a hole if you give it to him. Hayden Hurst don't need a hole, he just plan on running through him. Just hand it off to 28 and let him do the dash. Getting hit by BJ Hill probably feel like a car crash. Every week it seem like Lou digging deeper in his bag. And if the game on the line, all my favorite money match. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up.
What do we say, Dolph?
That's right, they gotta play us. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. This is Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of FC Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Reds, the back-to-back AFC North champion Cincinnati Bengals. How cool is it being a Cincinnati sports fan right now? Holy crap. Anyway, do me a favor, if you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. You guys are awesome. I'm up 2,208 subscribers. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. So, again, if you're watching on Twitter or Facebook and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do me a favor. Please go to the YouTube channel, Bengals Talk with Strawberry Ice. Hit the subscription button. Hit the bell for the notification. Every time I go live, you'll be notified. Also, exclusively in the YouTube chat crew. We're doing super chats. So if you got a question that you want to ask Dale, because I mean, Bengals and Brewers have been killing it here lately. They had the mustache machine, Brad Robinson on their show this past weekend. They're about to hopefully had Teddy K on here maybe next week. They are absolutely killing it. If you got a question for Dale or you want to support the show, give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, I'm coming to you live from this glorious place down here at the Ice Cave. The Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check out the website at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. And you know what? I wear it every single day. We got Jackpot Joey, the greatest quarterback in the league. If you guys want to support the Joe Burrow Foundation or Joe Burrow Hunger Relief Fund, go buy some Jackpot Joey gear. It's at Jackpot Joey 9. We got hats, we got flags, we got jerseys, we got all kinds of stuff. What's up to everybody in the chat? Dennis Perry, you refer first. What's going on? Strangers in their breads in there. Matt's in there, and that's about everybody. All right, let's get to the man. What's up, Easy D?
I'm the man? Yeah,
You
it's
are
Easy
the man.
D because, man, anybody can fucking get it these days.
You are the man.
You walk past me and just brush by my shoulder, I might come.
It's been a while, I can tell.
It's frustration.
So, all right. Speaking of how was it? How excited were you to see Jonah Williams at training camp?
It was nice. Now, I can't say anything dirty because he looked like my brother. He showed up looking like my brother, who is in the chat. What's up, David? But yeah, he's got as you'll see in the interview, he's got like the pull back ponytail with the hair. You see my brother.
That's your brother. Yep. What?
And,
why is your brother
big
not
beard.
the right tackle for the Bengals? Come on, David. What the hell?
I mean, that money would be nice. He could set me up, right? $12 million this season, Dave.
If he was doing that, we could just do this all the time. We'd live off David's money all the time.
He could sponsor us.
Exactly. All right, so like I said, you've had this conversation a lot since Jonah Williams, Orlando Brown got signed. Jonah Williams said he wouldn't get traded. I said he's going to show up, play right tackle. You said you had to hear it. Let's hold on. Let's play first. Let's play what he said, and then I'll get your comments on it. Here's what Jonah had to say earlier today in the Bengals locker room.
I hurt my knee and missed out, and that was tough. But I was rehabbing. I was hoping to make it to the Super Bowl. I'd be able to play. Might have been a stretch, but I was in here grinding, seeing if I could do it. And I had good exit interviews with the coaches and everything, and they didn't give me the impression that anything was going to change. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm going to go out to California, rehab my knee, have my baby girl, and come back and play. So that's what I was working. Like, that's the presumption I was working under. So the main issue for me was the way that I found out, the way the communication happened. Because I'm sitting on my couch, my fiance's 40 weeks pregnant. Her due date was in, I want to say, like 3 days. And, I'm rehabbing my knee and all that stuff. And, I found out that we signed Orlando on my phone on Apple News. And I actually had a teammate text me before, and he was like, hey, have the Bengals talked to you? And I was like, no, I don't, have a good one. I didn't know what he meant. And so I found out on Apple News. And so then, the following day, my agent was calling the front office trying to get a hold of someone, and we just I know and he just never got a hold of anyone, and no one responded to us, and I just didn't know what was going on, and I just wanted to hear it from them. And the frustrating thing is that I still haven't heard anything back. We had a request to trade via text, and that's just like, I felt that I've started 47 games, 37 straight, and I felt that if it were communicated, hey, we have the opportunity to sign this guy and we like him, we want you to bump over and play right tackle, I would have, it sucks. Like, it would be hard to hear, but I think in a couple of days I would have been like, okay, let's go, let's do it. And I just never got that, So it was never left tackle, right tackle. I know a lot of people made it out to be that. It wasn't that, there's 64 tackle spots in the league. To have any of them is a crazy, amazing opportunity that I'm super grateful, for the chance. Plan is to play me at right tackle. I'm fired up to do it. Let's go. Like, I'm working my knee. I think I'm going to be cleared soon. I feel great moving around, and so that was never the issue. I know that's kind of how it was made out to be. And it was never like a personal thing. I love all my teammates, love all my coaches, love the team, city, fans. Like, the last couple of years have just been amazing, for me personally and for the city, and we've really felt that. Yeah, that's most of the points that I just wanted to clear up about it. I'm back now, mandatory mini camp. I'm going to be back day one of training camp, before day one of training camp, 100%, ready to grind, ready to roll, and, ready to play where the team needs me.
So there you go. He's ready to roll, ready to grind. I mean, I understand that. I think it's kind of shitty that they didn't. They still have. I mean, I guess they talked to him now since he's there. Didn't reach out and say, hey, we got a chance to get Orlando Brown. We're going to move you to right tackle, yada, yada, yada. That part I think is kind of crappy, but, what's your thoughts there, Dale?
Well, and I know we can say that Orlando Brown thing came together last minute because, Orlando's talked about it. The Bengals have talked about it. He called them. They didn't expect that to even be an option. But I think it's more so the part where it's like afterwards they didn't. And then he put a trade request and they didn't contact him.
To him.
They could have smoothed things over a little earlier and probably avoided the all-season drama. But at the end of the day, look how far we are away from the season. He's here. He's ready to go. I didn't think this was in that video clip, but it was Hobson's interview on the Bengals website. Mm-hmm. This is quotes from him. He's incorporating rehab into football drills, working out of the right tackle stance. The biggest adjustment, relearning everything for the other side of your body. Just talks a little bit about that. And then he talked about last time I played right tackle freshman year in college. a lot of technique to kind of unlearn and switch to the other side. It's my job. I love it. I've got a great coach, great teammates, and I'm grinding my ass off. I'm going to crush it. So, like, hearing that quote,
Right. Mm-hmm.
He's all in. He knows it's right tackle or you got to win that job even.
Yeah.
It's not going to be handed to you. But he's here in plenty of time with mandatory minicamp, full training camp still to come up. I know people can say he's given up a lot of sacks, whatever. You know, this might end up being a low-key best thing that ever happened to him we talked about. But, yeah, he said what I wanted to hear, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
That was my whole thing. I don't want him here. Like, if he comes back and he's like, well, I don't want to be right tackle, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would have just created a difficult situation. So
Well,
he's back. He said everything right. I'm happy that he's back. May the best man win the job. Obviously, he probably gets the leg up, you know, when they're paying him $12.5 million.
Well, the other thing, too, is, dude, you look at it this way. If he proves he can play right tackle, he proves he can play left tackle, no matter what people think, he can play left tackle. Mm-hmm. That makes him more valuable in the free agent year for his contract. So, I mean, they can put him on both. If he proves he can play right tackle, which I think he'll be fine. I've said that a million times. Yeah, it's like Orlando Brown said, it's, you know, different fighting stance. You know, you're doing everything the opposite. And he hasn't done it since first year of college. But he says he's going to grind his ass off and be able to do it. That, to me, bodes well for him as far as the contract goes. I mean, I think it's a win-win for him.
I agree. And it sounds like he's already been working on it too. So It's not like, you know, he's not just now starting on it. And but he's out there and he's moving around. And I don't know if you want to get into this or talk more about Jonah, but there's another guy out there moving around pretty well too. But we can save that for later if you want.
Well, hold that, though. Let me get into Ken's comment here real quick. He said, we all hope Jonah has a career year, but let's be honest, how could this guy honestly think the team wasn't going to address the left tackle position either through the draft or free agency? Well, because they told him they weren't going to.
Yeah.
And they've literally fought moving him from left tackle the last 2 years because everybody keeps saying that. Yeah. I mean, they said he's our left tackle. And so, yeah, he was all in that I'm going to be the left tackle just like the last 2 years. Orlando Brown calls him, hey, I want to come play for you guys. Okay, we're going to move you.
And I'm only playing left tackle.
Right, and I'm only playing left tackle. So you want Orlando Brown, who's one of the best left tackles. Sorry, Jonah, you're getting moved over. So, I mean, I understand where Jonah was caught off guard. Hell, dude, we were. I mean, we didn't think we were going to get Orlando Brown. We were talking about all kinds of right tackles that, you know, in free agency that
Jawan Taylor that the Chiefs snagged up, and he got $80 million, and we ended up snagging Orlando Brown for 64. So
right,
money wise, even we got a great deal.
Yeah. So not only were we shocked, of course, Jonah was shocked. So I mean, that's where I'm at. Yeah, he didn't think he was going to get moved. I mean, you know, and the thing is, people act like he's this absolutely horrible left tackle. Like he's average. Hopefully, he'll go be an average right tackle. I mean, that's what we want. I mean,
and we obviously want to see the sacks cut down, you know, but people that get into the pressure rates and things like that, people that are smarter than us, okay, we're not saying that we've done this research, but
no.
People that have done that research, you know, his pressure rate's not near as bad as like the sacks. Yes, the sacks are bad. And yes, sacks are important. It's all important. Pressures are important. Sacks are important. So I'm not like fully defending him, but, you know, a couple years ago, he was the best lineman we have. That's something I've said a lot. And now, if he's the worst lineman we have this year, if Olsen makes a jump, then the line's much improved. And your other option is what? LC, who's coming off an injury. He didn't have a great year last year either, if you look at PFF stats and things like that. Jackson Carman still coming on. And maybe Jackson earns it, you know. And Jackson can play swing tackle and get reps. And then if you got an injury, you can decide, do I put Jackson at left? Do I move Jonah back to the left and Cartman in at right? You've got some depth and options, which is good. And it's not a Keem Adeniji. Like, let's just be happy a little bit about it.
And the thing is, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but you and me kind of got into it a little bit on Bengals and Brewers about maybe possibly keeping L, which we're fine. We're talking. But one of the podcasts I was listening to at work last night mentioned that, you know, there's a possibility that the Bengals could keep him. That's $22 million between him and Jonah. They're not saying they're going to, but they could see it now. Is kind of what I've been saying is you can fit him under the salary cap. You want to win the Super Bowl, just keep him, because the last 2 years we've had injuries on our offensive line. If you got hopefully to improve Jackson Carman and you got a healthy LC waiting to come in, plug and play, where if somebody gets hurt, dude, I'm for it. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do.
I know. And that was me. I'm like, hey, I'm for it too. Like, cause it's not my money. I was trying to put myself in their shoes but that's the thing. If you can pup list them and then, maybe that knocks off 6 weeks and then you're looking at $6.5 million to keep him the rest of the season or something. You know what I mean? Something that's a better number. Plus you can wait after those 6 weeks and then make the decision.
Right.
That is something we talked about the other day. So there's definitely nothing to rush into, whether cutting, not cutting, either way. But if he's ready to go day one and he, you know what I mean, he gets cleared by doctors and things like that, and then it's like, here's the 10 million, here's the 12.5 million. Now you do have a tough decision at that point if everybody's healthy and ready to go. Now, obviously, if we can keep him around longer and, everybody, as long as everybody's healthy, we're all good no matter what. But
But it
hasn't happened.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember it was here the podcast Growling that Jay Morrison actually said it, which by the way, shout out to Jay Morrison.
Yeah,
dude, it absolutely sucks what happened to you. You're going to land on your feet. I mean, Jay's a great dude. He's come on your show, my show, multiple times. He's a really good writer, a really good podcaster. But he's the one that actually said it last week. I think they did the show Wednesday. I listened to it last night, and he said now he could see that possibility of that. Which who knows?
Hey,
I mean,
once again, if they're willing to do it, I just know we have cut people in the past. Like, that's something we're like. And I don't have the list in front of me, but Goodberry listed a good 10 to 15 people. Some of them was like, oh yeah, I forgot we cut things. But I remember like Willie and Rudy got cut, at certain times, and they are willing to make those cuts later on for the money wise. But have we ever really been in this position also?
Right, and
to be so close to a Super Bowl the last 2 years.
Well, and that's the good thing about having
in my lifetime,
right?
Really.
Well, that's the good thing about having Jackpot on a rookie contract still. He's still under this year. They can fit everybody under the salary cap. Yeah. They don't have to cut any of these guys to fit under the salary cap. That's the whole point where they don't have to.
Well, one thing I've mentioned is the rollover money. And once again, we need to have somebody on when we have these discussions too.
That would be nice.
so they can kind of clarify. Yeah, so they can kind of just clarify that because if and let's just hypothetical T deal around training camp time, if rollover money or whatever helps get the deal done by, saving the 10 million on the contract, then it matters. But if it's not going to matter at all for those future extensions, then okay, keep them. There's no reason to just be cheap,
right?
When you're trying to win a Super Bowl.
Well, and that goes to the whole Joe Mixon thing too, which I know we've both been on here. That I did not think Joe Mixon was going to come back under the same contract. Looks like I don't know, about a month or so ago, we were on here. We're like, well, maybe he will.
They would have had to find a replacement, and free agency came and went, and they didn't. The draft, they waited till the 5th round, and I love Chase Brown.
Yeah, but
it's not like they have the depth there. Travion and Chris Evans hasn't shown anything, so it's looking like Joe is day one starter, and there's no reason to try to mess with them and his money if you can afford it.
Right, and just to go back to the offensive line again, this is the best offensive line that we've had since Joe Burrow has been here.
On paper.
On paper, yes. I said that last year, which it was on paper until they got hurt. Now, it's the best on paper, plus it's the best depth we've had. You've literally got 2 guys who could start on most teams. Including Jax Carmen. I think Jax Carmen could start for some. I won't say most teams. There's some teams.
I don't know. There's a lot of bad O-line play in the league.
And that's the thing, Dale. Everybody keeps asking it's so easy to go get offensive lineman. Every NFL team wants an offensive line. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. Their offensive line sucks compared to what it was last year.
On paper. Because Jawan Taylor, it wasn't like he was dominant. He's still young, and you're because when we were talking about him for free agency, we looked into him a lot, and it wasn't like he was just some dominant right tackle. He wasn't near as good as Orlando Brown was with the Ravens at right tackle, in my opinion.
Yep.
Orlando Brown was literally the man at right tackle, his year or two, and then the Chiefs signed him and thought, we could even make this guy a really good left tackle. And he still went to Pro Bowls. He's still really good.
He's won 4 in a row, I think.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I think some of those were Baltimore at right tackle, and then I think he was 2 at left tackle to move from right to left and not miss a beat and go to Pro Bowls.
Right, exactly. That's pretty damn good. And the thing with the Chiefs, I was saying is, they signed Taylor to be their left tackle, and then all of a sudden they're like, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe we'll keep him at right, and they went to sign a 50-year-old guy to be their. It's not really 50, but an older guy to be their left tackle. So to me, and that's the thing. I'm like, where everybody keeps picking the Chiefs, and then the Chiefs get better and blah blah. I actually think the Chiefs got worse as far as their offensive line goes. And if you look when the Buccaneers beat them, that's what did not help them win. Their offensive line was terrible, and I don't think it definitely didn't get any better. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, their interior guys are still really good with Joe Tooney and Creed Humphrey at center and Trey Smith at right guard. So they still have a very, very good interior O-line. But their tackles are suspect, and Patrick Mahomes extends a lot of plays, and that's a big part of his game. So, to me, yeah, those guys, Donovan Smith, I mean, he seems like that's the left tackle, the downcline of his career. Jawan Taylor, there's no guarantee that he just all of a sudden takes such a giant leap being there in Kansas City. So I could definitely see, their tackles getting feasted on a little bit. I mean, obviously, it's nice to have a Patty Mahomes, who even Joe Burrow said today, till somebody knocks him off. Yeah, he's the best in the game, right?
I mean, we've said that. I mean, Pat Mahomes up here right now. He's got 2 Super Bowls. We don't have any yet. So Joe's coming. It's coming. Let me get Ken's comment here, and we can move on from the offensive line. I said, I do feel the need to say, I hope Jonah has an outstanding season as a fan base. We have given the guy
a
hard time on one thing with. Out of the question, he's been a warrior for us. Exactly. And that's the thing. He came back from not 1, but 2 dislocated kneecaps.
And he said there he was trying to grind after blowing it completely out. If it was a long shot, but he was trying to be there if we made the Super Bowl.
I think he would have.
He would have tried.
Shit. Who Trags told us that Kappa would have.
Kappa would have.
Kappa would have been there. And Jonah might have. Oh, dude.
I know.
Every time I think about that, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it's brutal to think about. But yeah, if we're going to move off the line, Cheeto was out there. Now, I don't even remember who said it, but it was something where it's like, I don't know if I trust this source type thing, and it was on Twitter. But there was something out there that said Cheeto is behind schedule or whatever, and everything we had heard was like, no, he was ahead of schedule, if anything. So it was nice when he was out there because he had missed some of the practices last week and not been around. So it was like when he's out there and he's moving around, I'm like, okay, that report was bull crap, and Cheeto's looking good, and it's nice to have.
Right. So who's out there? Who was on the number 1 there today? You said, sorry, I was reading.
For Cheeto, why he was out though?
Yeah. Wasn't somebody out there today? Wasn't somebody out there today? You said off the air that somebody was taking the number 1.
Charlie Goldsmith had a report. Yeah.
Sorry,
and for some of his standouts, and then he added in Alan George was taking first team reps. Now, I don't know if the Sidney Jones signing, we signed Sidney Jones, but I don't know if he's healthy and practicing. If he is, that says a lot, though, because I know DJ Turner's out there and Cam Taylor-Britt and Hilton. But for Alan George, he's done nothing but since coming in as an undrafted free agent, worked his butt off. They kept him around. They moved him up last year, and he was on the roster. And it's going to be hard to keep him off of this roster. And if he's getting first team reps and just improved, he's done nothing but force his way to be here. Mm-hmm. And it's in his second year. And if he's getting first team reps, Sidney Jones is on a very small contract. So, if Alan George is a better player and Lou trusts him more, Alan George might have a roster spot pretty damn secure.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, this is just to move on to our boy Juice. I'm looking for a big year from Cam this year. I think he can really step up and be the number 1 because Cheeto is the number 1, but
Cam did it we saw it in the playoffs, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. So that's where I think this is the year Cam steps up and is the number 1 cornerback on our team this year. And we got him, and if DJ or Alan George they step up, I mean. Well, that looks pretty good as far as secondary
good depth, because that's another position that every year you're going to have injuries. It's just it always happens. You're going to have some injuries at corner every year.
And Tom here says, I think the depth is much better on the offensive line. Volson will be much better this year. He was a victim of stunts as a rookie. He will be better. And the thing is, he's going to be better because he's got Teddy K and he's got Orlando Brown on either side of him. That's going to help. I don't give it. And I'm sorry. Cordell Volson is the biggest damn dude I've ever seen. He is freaking huge. I mean, I saw him about a month ago down there, And Orlando Brown, I'm like, dude, we're gonna have one of the biggest lines. I think Ken said on here that Jonah might be the smallest. I'm like, actually, I think Teddy K is the
Well, I was about to say that. Did you see the media day picture? They didn't do him any favors. Jonah wasn't here yet for that, but it was everybody, and Teddy looked like just a little fella compared to those guys. Yeah. And you went and been around him and stood next to him, and like
he ain't much
he's like
taller than
6'4", like he's a big, thick built 6'4" dude. And when he's standing next to Volson and Zeus and even Kappa, like 6'6", 6'7", you know.
Hey guys.
Zeus is probably 6'7", 6'8", like, and Jonah, I think, 6'5", 6'6". So
yeah, Zeus is fucking huge. I saw him, like, holy crap. I'm like, I was like, people don't not that many people make me feel short, but yeah, you make me feel short. I took that picture. I was standing next to Karras and Volson and Orlando on the sides. I'm like, geez, they're like the Twin Towers, dude. They're freaking huge.
They didn't do Ted any favors. They almost had him like back, and the other one's like a little in front of him. So
make him even smaller than he.
Yeah,
he really is. But I mean, like I said, our offense line. I mean, if you go from the Super Bowl year, Jonah Williams was our best offensive lineman. Now people are like, oh, is he our worst one? I'm like, I don't think he's our worst one, but that's how much they've improved this offensive line from 2 years ago.
That's what I mean. If Olsen does take a step playing between Zeus and Teddy K, then Jonah may very well, on paper, be your worst one. And that's, if he's the worst one,
that's fine.
It's good.
Sign me up. All right, Michael here says, do you see Jordan Battle starting? No. I mean, maybe toward the end of the year. I think he's going to be more in on, I think they're going to do more three safety looks this year than they did last year. What's your thoughts?
I think he's another guy that's going to be hard to keep off the field. Just like at Alabama, he was hard to keep off the field, but he still played special teams. So I think going into the year, he's probably, like you said, maybe not day one starter, but he's going to be hard to keep off the field and getting snaps. He's going to do a lot of stuff on special teams. And it wouldn't shock me halfway through the year, even if Nick Scott's healthy and he's healthy, that they just go, man, we can't keep this guy off the field. We got to start him. He's that good.
All right. Crown here's dying to talk Reds. The Iceman, should the Reds sign Chapman? Well, it's not about signing him. They'd have to trade for him. And,
so are we moving into Chapman already?
That's played the Royals last night. That's what some people are saying. Like, I don't know. They're like we'll get to the Reds here in a minute. Let's keep talking Bengals.
Look.
Looky, he's ready to switch. I know, not yet. Because there was a comment that I wanted to get on here when the first was asking why didn't Joe talk about his contract? Because there it is, Lindsay. He said, why didn't Joe talk about his contract? I think he's kind of done talking about his contract. He's like, I've given you enough information. You know, it is what it is. When I sign it, you guys will know. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know what else he's supposed to tell us.
He said it's going to get done. He said they're on the same page. He said all those things already that he don't have to say it again. And, you know, because then if he talks about it, then it's, well, when's it going to get done? Right. When's it going to get done? Right. And it's like, I don't know.
It'll get done when it gets done.
I still go back to when's Herbert going to get done? Because if Herbert ends up being the top because he's next in line, then Burrow's going to wait till he's done and say, okay, tack on $1 million to that. Now we're good.
Because you know, there's no way
how it goes.
That Herbert is worth more than Joe. I mean, he hasn't won a playoff game yet.
But that's how it goes. At one point, it was like Kirk Cousins was the highest paid. It's just whoever's next in line, and the NFLPA wants that just to keep going. So the next quarterback that's in line is going to get a little higher than the last one. Exactly. And it just keeps going and going. Every year is the same. Nothing to worry about. He's not going anywhere. No, yeah, he's not going around. And the thing is, what they did I don't remember who did the interview with the Brown girls. Talk about how they've changed how the Bengals are run, and I mean they've changed Blackburn girls. Sorry, I get it right. Blackburn girls. How they changed the Bengals, which their influence is all over this team. And somewhere an excerpt in that article, somebody said, "Yeah, Joe Burrow get done. Well, if he doesn't, then they might trade him." They're not good God, they're not trading Joe Burrow. They're not trading Jack Pye. He's going to be a Bengal until he doesn't want to be a Bengal anymore. He doesn't want to play anymore. Like, he's not going anywhere. So we were all dumber having heard that.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, why did you even? I mean, I didn't read the article.
I know. Yeah, you see it.
Somebody read that as an extra. I'm like, why would you even put that in the freaking article? I don't know. Rick the Rock, what's up? You guys hear anything about maybe picking up Chase Young before the start of the season? Now,
Rick never even watches Bengals and Brews.
Yeah.
The only time I get to see his beautiful, handsome face is when I'm on here.
Yeah, because Greg and I kind of got into it on Bengals and Brews. Like, okay, Rick, I ask you the same thing I asked Greg. All right, we trade for Chase Young. Are we signing him? Where is he going to play at? You got to play him over Sam Hubbard. You got to play him over.
Well, I was with you. Like we were both both saying the same thing to Greg.
You got 4 guys: Joseph Osai, Darius Miles. We don't need him.
You got to pay him, and you got to trade something for him. And it's just like I want to see more Osai. I want to see more Miles Murphy. I want to see more Cam Sample, and you still have Henderson and Hubbard. There's just I'd rather see the young, and Chase Young's not been able to stay healthy and on the field. And just in a vacuum of, hey, here's a free Chase Young. You want to add him to your team? He's free, costs you nothing. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But that's not the reality of it. Yeah. You're going to have to pay him whatever he's owed. He was the number 2 overall pick, so he's still probably, $10 million a season or something?
At least.
You're going to have to pay him $10 million this season plus give up a 2nd or 3rd round pick?
Yeah.
I'm good.
The one I would like them to address still, and I said this during the draft and everything else, I'd still like to address Larry Ogunjobi. Now, hopefully Zach Carter, that's who they drafted last year, maybe he steps up, but that's the part that needs to happen. Needs somebody to replace him still.
They had a little outtake thing where they were messing with the players. They're like, act like you're putting on deodorant. They're like, blow a kid. Hold up. Did you see that?
Yeah.
But I found it interesting that one of those was Joseph Osai and Zach Carter together. So it's like clearly we saw Osai starting to take some steps. And I think to have Zach Carter as part of like your big promos there and doing this and that's probably another good sign for him. On top of it was a good sign during the draft when they didn't really go and actively address the 3-tech spot during the draft at all.
Right. Yeah.
So I just feel like the confidence they have in him is really high.
Yeah. That's where I'm at. I think that I'll quote, Hayden Hurst. They drafted him there for a reason.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do agree. Rick said I heard the conversation. Got to keep him away from Pittsburgh. Like,
oh man,
yeah, that would suck.
I don't want to see, and I don't want to see him end up there across from Watt, and that's what I mean. Well, but they have Highsmith too. Like,
yeah, but I'm not willing to give up a 2nd or 1st round pick to go get him though.
Of course, when you're the Steelers and you can find idiot teams to trade you basically the number 32 overall pick for Chase Claypool, you can afford to have that. That still makes me mad that they got. Yeah. The number 32 overall pick for Chase freaking Claypool from the Bears.
Oh, God.
It's gross.
Strange what's though, who's worth having a 3-tech is available. Basically, is there a 3-tech available that we can get? I don't know.
Open market?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. My mindset is training camp cuts. That's where I think we might get one that's if they got one cut. I mean, off the top of my head, I don't know.
Well, I think I still have this that I screenshotted a couple days ago.
Okay.
This is as of June 11th. Yeah, so a couple days ago. If no one signed, so I'll look through it real quick. It's just the top 20 free agents still available. Yannick's an outside guy. Adrian Amos was 9th. He just signed today. Safety. He signed with the Jets. Ingram, Clowney. Those are DNs.
Clowney, yeah.
I'm sure honestly, the only one I see on here is Matt Ioannidis, who we had interest in before, and he's bounced around the league. He's been a Bear. I think he was in Washington. It looks like last year he was in Carolina on a 1-year deal. He's still 29. According
that's
to
on that threshold. They're 25 to 28.
But you're talking bringing a guy in at this point would probably be like a 1-year deal as depth.
Right.
That's about it. According to this list, at least he's the only one on there. I just think they have enough faith in Carter, and I think that they're willing to. Maybe it's Sample this year, which I thought was going to happen last year, that he would get more interior reps. Or it's Murphy, or it's the NASCAR package, and it's Hubbard inside more. Osai even got some of the inside stuff last year. I think they're just going to do it that way. And
well, the biggest thing is they got to give BJ Hill some rest, because I think he did better when he had somebody who could give him a breather. And that's the same thing with Hubbard and Trey too. I think with them having Joseph Osai step up, having Miles now too, that's going to give them more time to run. Which I know they don't. They're crazy as hell. They don't.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. Everyone always says how they hate coming off the field, but they need to get over it.
Yeah, Because I remember the AFC Championship game. I can't remember. It was last year, the year before that. I mean, I saw Trey Henderson go off the field, and he's like, he's like dying, dude. That's I'm like, you got to get more people to take. You got to get more rest, especially with a 17-game season, Dale. And if we can do what we want, we're going to play 20 to 21 games. So
and
that's
I'd
a lot
rather
of
have
football.
them fresh and there during the playoff run than during the regular season,
Yeah. What's up, Pork Chop? He's a big fancy.
Love you, Chop, baby. He's happy because we got the mustache ride shirt out now.
Yeah. Which actually, if you guys didn't watch Bengals and Brews, was it Saturday?
It was Sunday at 10 a.m.
Sunday at 10. Yeah. It was breakfast.
A player gives you a time that they will come on your show.
Oh, you take it.
Yeah, you do the show at that time.
The funny thing is, like, I was in Minnesota and you said at 10 o'clock. I'm like, all right, cool. Then I'm like, oh crap, I'm on Central Time. And I'm like, I remembered you were on, and I'm like, shit, it was like halfway through. So that's why I started jumping on. And of course, I had to ask him if he wanted to come on my podcast, and that question got ignored.
And then James was asking, and I'm like, we're not doing this. We are
but
not.
No, all serious though. That was a great interview you guys did. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. Brad was awesome, dude. I mean, he was.
Yeah, he's just a dude. You can tell he's just a dude. Like, I knew he hopped on maybe 4 minutes for the show, but he's like, oh, yeah, you guys on a tour or whatever? Because I think it was Joe's like, man, did you just move in? You got, like, nothing on the walls. And he's like, I don't have furniture. He has nothing. He had some putting greens, and he had his gaming setup. He had no piece of furniture otherwise.
And Pork Chopper ordered his own shirt.
Yeah.
So if you guys want the mustache shirts, go to Bengals and Brews. What is the shop? I don't even know.
It's Bengals and Brews, and A&D spelled Bengals, obviously Brews spelled like Bengals and spelled out Brews. .sellfy.store. Sellfy is SELLFY.store.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of stuff on there now, but
oh yeah, you guys got all kinds. You got more merchandise than I do. All I got some Jackpot Joey stuff.
Well, and we're gonna you don't make a lot of having a third party do these shirts and stuff. You don't really make any profit off of it. And a lot of times, what we do is we send shirts to the players. We sent the entire O-line glass heater shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if anything, we're just putting the merch out there for the hell of it, and it's like shirts we like. Like this is I buy my own merch. Like I bought this. I bought a Cam Titty Guy shirt. Like we pay for our own merch, but it's it works out. Whatever. Some places are like $40 to get a T-shirt now. We charge $25 on there.
I'm still waiting for the Damn It Dale shirt. What the hell? Where's that one at?
But what we're probably gonna do is if we sell very many of those mustache ride shirts. He talked about there's a friend of the family. And his one of his good friends, the sister that has a form of cancer, and if they need money, or if not, we'll just do it to when he gets his pin down cancer or whatever pin that calls that he's about when he gets that more solidified in on what he's going to do with it. So we'll just take literally any profits that come off of it.
To him. So there you go. So make sure you buy the shirt. I wish I had I was talking about this. I wish I would have had the link to bring it up or something to show the shirt, but we're on Strawberry Ice, not Bengals and Brews, so I don't have it.
Even if we were on mine, I wouldn't have had it ready. Me.
But the thing, there's a chance you're have my best friend on your show too.
Yeah, well, Teddy with that's another thing. We got I
said with Matt, Teddy and Matt.
So Teddy K might come on, and if you guys can, we're doing that. We got an autograph Teddy K hat. I feel like I'm just promoting stuff.
Yeah, I'm helping you out, brother. Keep going.
But I usually don't do that. And I let Joe do it on our show because most of the time. But anyway, so it's an autographed Teddy K hat. You can do it's their site. That's a minimum donation of $10. I believe right now there's only like 6 or 7 people who's donated or made a purchase. So you can buy, if you're wanting to buy a Teddy K hat from the CincyHat.com, you get on there, you buy a hat today or tomorrow or over this next week. You send us a screenshot that shows you bought a hat. Boom, you're entered to win an autographed Teddy K hat that we have.
There you go.
You make a $10 donation or more, boom, you're entered. And like I said, as of right now, there's only been 6 or 7 entries. So,
dude,
it's been nice because one of them's been a $50 donation, 25, another 25, and then a couple $100 order, and there's been some $35 orders, some But and every little bit helps, and it helps the village of Marici. For anybody who doesn't know, I feel like everybody in the Bengals fan base
They
pretty
should.
much knows now because they put it out there and they've done a lot and raised a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing more Reds hats, by the way.
I got mine over. Are they making more?
Yeah, they just announced today in 2 or 3 weeks. If anybody liked the red Cincy hats, they announced today they're doing another order. I think of like 5,000 more hats. So
yeah. I mean, I had an autographed Teddy K hat, and I had to give it away at the golf outing. It was really hard to do that because I wanted to keep it.
Yeah.
But I got over here. I got the Reds one. I got Teddy K autographed it, Orlando Brown, and
well, I mean, you've been flexing this whole time with that jersey.
Oh yeah. Orlando and Teddy K signed it. Greg goes, "Why are you wearing that jersey?" I'm like, "Because it's my jersey. It says Iceman. I'm gonna wear it. I like the jersey. I just got to figure out how to. I got to figure out something. There's something you got to be able to spray on here to like so they don't like.
I don't know. I probably would have had to frame it, but
yeah. Well,
I get it.
My family bought it for me for my birthday.
I know.
No, it's kind of like I decided to let him sign it, but I got to write it. But anyway, wear it anyway.
I didn't know if you wanted to transition to the Reds with that.
That's what I was thinking about doing.
I was gonna say I could list Charlie Goldsmith's other standouts real quick.
Go back. Good.
It's like Joe Mixon had some good catches. T made a good catch. Hilton played good in the slot. And then the one Greg initially sent to me was because he's madly in love with Andre Yosevich. And it said that he made some good catches and was great at gunner. So like I was saying to you, I think that's his way to potentially stick on the active roster this year. I think he stays around either way, but I could see him game day inactive unless he earns one of those spots. And he's going to have to knock off some of the corners or like a Stanley Morgan to be a gunner, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I've said when they drafted him, I think that he's more of a project because he's got to learn a wide receiver tree and all that stuff. But they're set. But from what I've heard, he knows more football than they actually thought he did. So who knows? We'll find out. I mean, either way, dude, it's depth. We got so much depth on this team. It's ridiculous.
It's
honestly,
a good problem to have.
It's good. It's a great problem to have. Now, that's why we got to go win the Super Bowl this year because then Joe Burrow's contract hits, then T's hits, then Jamar's hits. But that's why.
And then we'll win more Super Bowls.
Duh. I know. Exactly.
Well, let's get the first one.
Yeah. Take that, Travis Kelce. Anyway, all right, let's get to the Reds here. And it was unbelievable last night watching. Got to put the hat on. Ricky, I don't even say his last name, but this was his pitching graph.
Wild thing.
Carter. How the hell did we win this game? I would never know. It was so much fun and stress watching him throw the ball. Kirk Casale literally had to jump out of his catcher's stance to catch the ball twice. And at the interview afterwards, he was like, "Holy shit! Yeah, I just had a really good slider, and I don't know what happened." And then the whole bench the dugout's full of the team going, Ricky. It was one of the, I don't know, iconic moments I don't think I'll ever forget. Watching somebody who, first time since 1903, he made his major league debut and got a save. It's just insane.
And he came in and I remember because when he came in, I was like, because he's the guy they brought up, and it was pointed out in our group chat where it's like he has an over 9 ERA in the minors. So it's not like he's been pitching phenomenal in the minor leagues, Dude,
he was throwing that ball going, I don't know where this is going. Dude, I remind me of the scene from a Bull Durham. I thought he was going to go hit the mascot there for a minute. Because the one Kansas City Royal guy was trying to bunt, and he literally, the second time he tried to bunt, he put the bat up so the ball wouldn't hit in his face.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. I mean, it's fun watching the Reds right now. If we make the playoffs, awesome. I'm not one where I've been everywhere the year. You don't pick the year picks you. But we've got so much talent right now and so much more in the minors.
Young talent.
I don't want to trade any of these guys. Yeah. And Crown was like, we trade for Ross Chapman. Yeah, they damn near give him to us. And the thing is, Chapman, if he comes here, he ain't going to be the closer. So he's got to be prepared to not be the closer. We got Diaz who's the closer. So I'm just like, this reminds me of the 2020 Bengals, 2021 Bengals. Just let them play. Just let them develop. Let's get the Encarnacion Strand up here and just have fun watching them play, dude.
So I was gonna say he's coming next. Like,
Yeah.
McLean's been incredible. I know we talk about Ellie De La Cruz, and how can you not just be like,
Matty Bats, baby.
he's a freaking superstar, and his speed alone changes games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't infield hits, stealing, a little grounder. He's coming home if he's on third. Like, it's wild to me just how good and how fun this team is so quickly. And that's not even to mention the other guy. Who's the guy that's tearing it up along with McLean?
That's Steer.
Played everywhere. Steer.
Well, you got Abbott, the pitcher, who hasn't given up in 2 starts, hasn't given up an earned run yet.
So much talent all at the same time coming up. And, you still got your guys like India. And is Votto going to come back and play some this year? Like, maybe Votto would come back and be rejuvenated a little bit for a run.
I mean, dude, we got 4 guys right now. If they get enough at-bats, enough starts or whatever, that can contend for the Rookie of the Year. And we have Encarnacion down there who probably can do the same thing if they ever bring him up. I mean, it's ridiculous.
That's not to even mention like Noelvi Marte.
Yeah.
And some of these guys that they got in the Seahawks trade and stuff who's doing really good in Double-A in places that are going to be ascending. And also, so, I mean, they've, as much as you hate to go back to like where you're going to go, they've kind of nailed the prospects and things on these trades that they made.
Yeah, and that's one thing I said.
That's another good point, Jeff.
Yeah. Lodolo, when he comes back. I mean, look, this is the thing. If all 40, we can have 4 really good pitchers. Now, see, when I was in high school, the Atlanta Braves pissed me off because they signed Maddox, but they had 3 really good ones. Everybody forgets about Avery. When they first signed Maddox, they had 4 quality starters. The Reds have a shot of having that with Green, Ashcraft, which he's got to get his shit together. Lodolo,
I was going to say Ashcroft, before he went on did he even go on the injured list? I
can't remember if he did or not. I know.
But he was struggling before that injury.
Yeah, he missed a start. Well, they had a 6-man rotation, so I know he skipped a start. I got to look it up. I don't know. Somebody in the chat can tell me if he's on the injured list. But if I'm gonna sound like Greg, but I think it's bigger if than anything. Greg says.
Greg just called me a second ago too.
You knew I was gonna talk about it.
Yeah.
But if these 4 guys can pitch like we've seen them all pitch at time, from time to time, damn, we got a chance of having something pretty damn good here for a couple years. Things you don't become a free agent for 6 years. 6.
Yeah.
We got these guys under contract for 6 freaking years,
and they're fun.
They're fun.
Like, that's a big part of it, and they're having fun. And sometimes you don't know what you don't know in the grind of baseball when you're out there having fun. It's like, it's like they're treating it like a bunch of kids playing. They are a bunch of kids out there playing baseball.
Right. Now, one thing I want to see, and where's Rick? You got to blow the chat. Rick, there it is. I love it. Keep commenting. I'm trying to get up as many as I can. But Rick here says, who do you think thinks the fastest right ever? De La Cruz or Deion Sanders? One thing I tweeted out this weekend, I would love to see Ellie De La Cruz and Jamar Chase and a 100-yard dash, 40-yard dash, whatever, for charity. Let's see who the fastest man in Cincinnati is. I mean, because De La Cruz, dude, the game Saturday, I think it was, he literally scored the winning run, and we didn't get a hit. He walked, he stole second, wild pitch to third, and then he scored on an infield hit where the infield was drawn in, and infield hit 2 shortstop, and he dove in and scored.
And to have any chance, you have to get the ball so fast and make the absolute perfect throw to whatever base that he's going to.
Well, then last night, Friedel, he slides in. I know you can't watch the game, but he slides in around because the catcher dropped the ball. He slides in and stuck his foot into the plate and flipped over. He's like, "No, I'm safe. And then they replayed it. I'm like, I'm laying in bed.
I was gonna say they called him out first. I was watching the game cast because it was close, and I was like, okay, what the heck? And so I clicked off for a minute, and I come back, and we had scored the run, but we had 1 out. I'm like, I was so confused. So like they overturned it, right?
It was a replay, yeah. It's a replay. So the camera live was behind home plate, so the catcher blocked the plate, which I didn't think you could anymore, but I guess there's a rule or something when the infield's drawn in, you could or something. Anyway, he blocked it. Well, the ball was over here, and he couldn't bring it over in time to get Friedel. So Friedel just slid his foot in, tapped the plate, stood up. I'm surprised he didn't hurt himself because his knee went straight up and flipped over. But you could see in the replay, and I'm freaking out laying in bed going, oh, he's safe. Like, holy crap. And then the wild thing comes in.
Yeah, and Guy starts on second already, too, with this rule. So I'm like, oh, God.
I mean, it was last night was just crazy. A stranger here, which is a good point. He said you got to put DJ Turner in that race, too.
Which is burner.
Yeah, he's burner. I mean, it would be fun. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. But, hey, if anybody, wants to do a charity venue, just, invite me to it. I want to go see it. But it was my idea first, just saying. But, I mean, you got that. You got FC Cincinnati, who hasn't lost a game. I mean, I'm trying to get into the soccer. I don't know a whole lot about it. But, I mean, I said this on my show Thursday. How fun is it being a Cincinnati fan right now? Like, Dale, like, we're used to, like, half empty stadiums. We'll get them next year. The Bengals of the 90s, we can't win a playoff game. The Reds can't win a playoff series.
The Reds of the last few years have been like they would be about 10 to 15 games out.
Right.
15 already, at least 15.
Yeah, they're 3 out right now. Now
3.
The division sucks, so that helps.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
matter. We would be so far. We wouldn't be. They would not be fun. Even if they were somewhat 3 games out in a previous year, you would know, like, oh, this team don't have it. This team, like I said, these guys are so young. I'm not sure that they don't know what they don't know about.
Right. They don't know.
They took a series from the Dodgers, turned around and took a series from the Cardinals. And, the Cardinals are down a little bit, but it's still the Cardinals, and they were on the road for the Cardinals.
I hate the Tweety Birds.
And they usually have our number,
Yeah.
And the Dodgers are freaking $600 million team.
Right. I mean,
we damn near swept them.
It did. It's just we heard about all these. The thing, now I'll preface this, like, I got pissed off when I felt like we gave guys away, which we did that a lot. Now, the end of the season last year, the guys we traded for, I was like, all right, I can see at least we got really good prospects. We just didn't give them away to get rid of them. That's where I'm like, okay, I can at least see the vision of what they're trying to do. Now, the thing was that I kept saying is, are they going to stick to it? And that's where I'm at right now, where people was like, some people are like, oh, we got to trade for pitching. We got to do this. Like, hold on. Just let these guys develop. It's like, enjoy what you're watching.
One that I've seen is people are talking about trading Diaz, and I'm like, why?
No. I mean,
I wanted to ask you about that because I'm like, why is that even an option?
I mean, I can see it because you can get a lot of stuff for him if you get a lot more prospects. I don't want it as a fan, but I can see it as their plan and how they've been doing so. Because I don't think Nick Krall is going to deviate from his plan. I don't think Nick Krall is, not that he's not going to try to make the playoffs, but I mean, I don't want to go make the playoffs and then you give up somebody really good and not get anything back, and we're out, out in the first round, and then that guy turns out to be an all-star or whatever. I'd rather keep him because next year, Dale, I mean, I kept saying 2025, I think we're going to be good. Dude, we can be really good. We're really good now. We could be really good next year.
And if these young guys are playing as well as they're playing, why waste any of their years by just tanking?
Right.
What was the point of bringing them all up at the, if they're going to play well, I could understand a development year, but they've proven that, like, they got a chance to be special. If you just now you go and you add to your team, you don't subtract from it.
Yeah, and that's the thing is all these guys, Matty Batts, Steer, Ellie, all these guys would come up and they act like they've been there for 20 years. I mean, Matt and I don't want to. We're all excited about we're having Ellie Mania, and I'm
Matt McClain is a freaking superstar.
McClain is a stud. He's right now, I think, leading in he's got a chance to actually make the All-Star team. He's hitting 3-something. He can play short, second, third, very consistent. He's got a good arm. Hell, he can play the outfield too if they need him to, if they want to move people around. But he is so consistent and just love his demeanor. Like the other day when he had the game-winning hit, he was kind of like, it reminded me of Joe Burrow. He's like, well, that's my job. It's what we're supposed to do. I mean, it wasn't a big deal to them. They're just living in the moment. And these moments aren't too big for these guys right now. And that's a good sign. Again, it reminds me of the Bengals when we first started going on this run.
Yeah, I think that's a great comparison.
Charles says we're going to win 85 games or more. Charles is definitely drinking the Kool-Aid. I don't know if we're going to win 85 or not, but I'll take it.
what do, man? You just keep piling series wins, and the next thing you know, your record's pretty solid, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is, what cracks me up is everybody's like, well, who's going to play the outfield? And that's the thing. When you have athletes, and that's what I think the Reds did a better job of doing. They drafted athletes. If you can draft an athlete, they can pretty much play anywhere. If you can play shortstop, you can play anywhere. You can. You can put them in the outfield. Everybody's worried about the outfield. But, I mean, hell, we got Frito, Fraley. Hell, Will Benson. Dude, him hitting that walk-off last week and slamming the bat down.
Right after I talked shit because he was batting like 187.
Right.
I was like, Will Benson's trash, and he is now hitting in like 370.
Maybe you should talk shit about it more. Maybe
I'm going to talk so much shit about Will Benson and just keep hoping that he keeps producing.
Exactly. Foxy, what's up? Says, damn, Icebrew days is back together. Starting to think Jeff was.
It's because it's true, Foxy.
It is not true. I was
out
on
with
last
new
week.
friends, Ace and Zim, and then he's going on 15 to 20 vacations already. And it's only June 13th, and his man's been on 7 vacations.
not been on 7 vacations. I went to Minnesota this past weekend. I do have an actual vacation in 2 weeks, but yeah. But it sucks.
You just went to Florida too. Florida.
I did that in March. That was a while ago. I get a lot of vacation. You have all summer off. You can go places.
Take some money.
I'm
Jeff.
a teacher, Jeff. I'm a teacher.
We don't all have your money, Jeff.
I ain't got my money either. That's why it's going away.
So,
if you want to help me,
Team Properties, and your Jeff Joey and your.
Well, if you want to help me and Dale, you'll be able to go on more vacations and stuff like that. Subscribe to Sports Strawberries, or excuse me, Bengal Talk Strawberries and Bengals and Brews. That would help us out a lot.
My batting average, Crip, is fucking probably for the year since January.
There you go. Matt's got it.
The dry spell. No, I say about 135 maybe. I just need to get on a heater, guys, and I'll bring that average up.
There you go.
Just got to get her to be involved in this heater.
What you got here? Ellie Ladrago.
Ellie de Ladrago.
Ellie de Ladrago. Pork chop here. Jeff, when Jeff goes on vacation, I'm having a party at his house.
Okay.
No, you're not. No. I'm going to put a fence up. You can't come back there. Last time Pork Chop came to my house, he almost died.
He partied. He had a one-man party.
He partied his ass off. Don't drink Four Locos. Oh, my goodness. Foxy, I've been with my company for 5 years, and I get 1 week.
Foxy, you think Jeff cares? Jeff don't care.
I care about Foxy. I care a lot about
You don't
Foxy.
care?
Foxy's one of my original viewers. I do.
I mean, Jeff, he takes a vacation every week for 5 years.
I take a vacation
every other week for 5 years. Jeff's on vacation.
I get 4 weeks vacation. I get 5 next year. I can't help it.
Yeah, Jeremy said we're going to dance on those new countertops.
You guys can't get in my house. We'll lock it down.
Challenge accepted.
You don't even leave Portsmouth, okay? We have to go see you. We want to come see you. Greg,
listen,
I'm there to go see you.
Jeremy's from down here. He'll drive me. I can drink the whole way.
That would be a road trip I'd like to see. We're on a mission from God. We're going to Ice's house.
To dance on his countertops.
Pork chop
party on your big old deck.
Big old deck. Fox says he's going to pick you up. Why is everybody always willing to pick you up? I don't understand. It's like, they don't even know you live.
Because they know that I put out. Literally in my name.
Foxy, you down for that?
Easy D.
Oh, God. Anyway, man, it's been fun. What you got any like shows? Are you gonna do a show tomorrow at 3:30, or am I invited? I mean, am I allowed to come on? I mean, I know you're kind of big time now, and you got like 25 other co-hosts on the 3:30 show.
I haven't sent the link out yet. We'll see.
I gotta.
I send the link out. You've got the link every time, and just because you haven't been on, that's your.
I didn't get the link for this one yet. I was in Minnesota. Actually, no, you didn't send me a link for Brad Robinson. I was kind of waiting for that one.
Minnesota.
I didn't get that link for Brad Robinson. I didn't get that one.
Yeah.
I missed that one. So
Yeah, you didn't get that one.
Yeah, no, I see AR. Whatever. Get a really cool guest. Don't invite Ice on. He's got to go ask the guy to come on your show through the comments.
Brad Robbins.
So you want
we're chopping Joe's lucky they got to ask questions.
Dale's like, this is my show. I'm kicking y'all out. It's mine.
Yeah.
You and Brad doing the mustache rides.
Sent him a fake link, and then I set up a whole nother show separately. I set up a whole new account.
That's the link you sent me. I was wondering why mine didn't work.
Be with Brad Robbins by myself and be like, yeah, man, the other guys couldn't make it.
Foxy, well, the Bengals and Brews was my third at when I had a post about being naked. What?
I don't really know what he's talking about here, but if you can get $1 million, I'll fucking stare at your dick for 5 minutes. It doesn't bother me any.
Oh my goodness. Rick says I fly out for the party. Why do you want to piss on my lawn, Rick? What did I do to you?
Why not? Because it's like it's a bucket list thing. Piss off Jeff's big dick.
Oh God, I can't help it. I live in Delhi. It's the coolest place around. It's God's country. All right, dude, we're getting the hell out of here. Check out Bengals and Brews tomorrow at 3:30. I'll be back on at 5:30. Bye, Dale.
See you guys.
Go check out Dale. Dale's my dude. All right, guys. You know what's going on. I got to give a shout out to my Facebook groups that let me live stream, and I appreciate every single one of them. They're Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Radical Reds, Bearcat Ruckus, the Ice Bar, the Ohio State Bucknuts. Then you can follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Iceman90. Or excuse me, Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Turnable. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'll be pulling this out later on the podcast. If you missed any of it, check it out. It's on BeanPod, Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Leave a comment. Some more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. YouTubers, you guys are awesome. 2,208. If you're watching on anything other than YouTube and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Helps me out. Go subscribe to my channel. Go subscribe to Bengals and Brews. Go subscribe to Rally Around the Natty. It's real simple. You just click the bell for the notification. Hit the subscription button. Helps us out. Tells everybody you like us. That was fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I think I got game on tomorrow. And I'm not gonna be short him like I did last time. So check out the link. It's gonna be here 5:30 to 6 tomorrow. I don't know, we'll find out. Ready? And that's your sports, baby. See ya!
Talked about it yesterday, just that chip on your shoulder. Everyone talking about a neutral AFC championship game, not even thinking about you guys. How much did that motivate you coming into this?
You better send those refunds.
I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. We ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. Back-to-back champs, kings of the north with it. Thinking they can hang with us, still ain't jumped out the porch with it. Long bomb to chase every Sunday, watch him go and get it. Double up on him, then we gon' double down on T. Higgins. Then throw Boyd in the mix, now you really iffy. Every Sunday showing boys how to really gritty. They try to shuffle up the game on us, but they ain't icky. Flip the coin, kick the toe right to the go and get it. Never know what's gonna happen when Joe drop back. He get shiesty in the pocket, I get shiesty on the track. Nobody on the team all pro, that's all cap. Most all around team in the NFL, that's all fact. Ain't came across nobody yet that seem like they can hang with us. They said we couldn't be Buffalo, but see how we call they bluff. Underdogs every week, they keep on trying to label us. Put your money on us, even if Vegas don't favor us. No matter what, we really came up, now it's hard to fail. I dare you come across that middle, Von gon' ring your bell. I know we under they skin, them boys built frail. Eli Apple out there chirping like a next tail. You don't want Salmon Trey to come off them ends. Rita clogging up the middle like a big body Benz. Right behind them Logan and Pratt, the turnover twins. Jesse Bates in the backfield just to clean up the loose ends. We just drafted Cam and drafted Hill. Instant gratification every time that they on the field. We can't go back to what we was, cause that's the loser way. It's been hard to throw on us since we picked up a Woozy. It's like win after win, feel like we could really do it. Zach Taylor doing his thing for the city, I give it to him. And I bet Samaji will find a hole if you give it to him. Hayden Hurst don't need a hole, he just plan on running through him. Just hand it off to 28 and let him do the dash. Getting hit by BJ Hill probably feel like a car crash. Every week it seem like Lou digging deeper in his bag. And if the game on the line, all my favorite money match. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up. I'm from the city where they gotta play us. Fuck a coin flip, it's time to pay up. Don't cross the middle, 21 in the cut. And we ain't hiding from nobody, run and tell them it's up.